Yes, it's time for Mark Meets, in which I speak to the biggest names in the world of showbiz, politics, business and beyond. Tonight, one of the best-known women in the country, whose life story has been as compelling as her career. Katie Price's life in the limelight started early, with a modelling career that began at the age of 13 for a clothing line. But it was in 1996 when she rebranded herself as Jordan and appeared topless on page 3 in the Sun newspaper that her life changed forever. And after that, her face and her body dominated magazine front covers and newspaper front pages for decades. There followed a career in reality TV with 2 appearances in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, Celebrity Big Brother, which, of course, she famously won, 6 of her own reality TV series, including Katie Price, My Crazy Life, Ain't That the Truth, and many other hits. Katie has also released 6 autobiographies, 11 novels and 2 series of children's books. Her Angel novel series topped the Sunday Times bestseller list. She's also a devoted mum to 5 much-loved children. She's had her ups, she's had her downs, but she's nothing if not a survivor, and the word boring is not in her vocabulary. Katie Price, welcome to Mark Dolan tonight.
Good evening. Long time no speak.
Definitely. It's brilliant to see you again, looking so well. You've been a household name now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but for the best part of 4 decades. What's your secret?
Well, for one, I look younger, don't I?
Yes, you do.
And you know, I was just hearing you talk about all this stuff that I've done, and it's quite amazing, actually, that I have actually done quite a lot in my career, and I'm still here, and I don't know why I'm still here. And I've definitely had my ups, definitely had my downs, but I am a survivor.
Yeah. And why do you think public interest in you is so enduring?
I think it's probably because I am actually quite down to earth, and I genuinely have been through traumatic experiences, and I've come on top, and I talk about everything that happens in my life. So I suppose I could be inspiring for people. I don't ever do anything right. I don't, you know, there are people who think I'm their role model, but I do a lot of things wrong as well. So
yeah, I mean, you talk about traumatic experiences. Are there any in particular that really stand out as you look back?
There's loads. There's loads. You know, I was hijacked filming. Obviously, ex-husbands have been traumatic. I broke my feet. My mum being ill. I don't know. There's just quite a lot of things. I've had 3 kidnap threats, ransoms. It just all happens to me. And actually, my therapist said to me, he's never met someone who's had actual real trauma events happen in their life as me. Because sometimes one person might have one bit of trauma and they're affected. I've had loads. No,
I'm so sorry about, you know, so many of the things you've been through since we worked together. And, you know, as I said, you are a total survivor. You're incredibly genuine. Yeah. What you see is what you get with Katie Price, with the Pricey. How are you feeling since that accident? Are you better?
I'm getting it. Obviously, it's been life-changing experience for me. I can't ever run again. Although I did say to the surgeons, what if I'm in my air boots? Do you think I'll be able to do a marathon again? They said no. But other than that, I can still horse ride. But there are other exercises I can do.
Yeah.
But it's unusual because I was in a wheelchair for 10 months. So I've experienced what it's like being in a wheelchair. And people do treat you different when you're in a wheelchair. And well, I've experienced it, and I have respect for people who are in a wheelchair because it's not easy to get around.
Yeah, and also, did you feel that you were sort of spoken to differently, that you're kind of a second-class citizen when you're in a wheelchair?
It is definitely different, completely, and people do stare at you. But what was the weird thing for me, because I just met Cole, it was a month into our relationship, and then straight away, there he is caring for me, because I literally could not walk. So... But, you know, I've got through it. I've got a few more operations to go and life goes up, isn't it? So.
Yeah. I mean, how do you handle these ups and downs, Katie? Are you a positive thinker? How is your mental health?
Do you know what? The best thing I do now, I have therapy every week. I wish I had it years ago. For example, I know what my triggers are now. like on my Instagram and stuff, you'll notice I don't really attack anyone or do anything anymore, because where's it going to get me? Doesn't get you anywhere. So now, like, even if I receive a text from someone and I want to go raw back, I think about it, and then I just don't bother. And it has helped a lot,
You are, I've got to say, radiant. It's not just the teeth and your skin tone. You look brilliant, but I can see that you're in a good place as well. And this is fantastic news. I just told the viewers when we lost the line there a story about you and me at Fubar, the internet radio station. I thought it was a great show, great radio station. It's still going. And I talked about the first really important production meeting. We're discussing the programme. And you had Jet with you, who was probably about 1 at the time, your baby son. And you're having the meeting, and you're also feeding your baby. And I thought that was typical of you.
And heavily pregnant at the time. Do you remember I was heavily pregnant as well?
That's exactly right. So you're feeding a baby and incubating the next one. Family always comes first, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, like tonight, literally, if you saw what I've got on underneath, in fact, I haven't got anything on, because I've just sorted Harvey out. The kids are out there, and I'm like, kids, you've got to be quiet while I'm on telly. I've just had to calm Harvey down. I'm like, quick. Anyway, that's my life. And I absolutely love it.
I do hope we can have a word with Harvey. He's a very special kid, a very bright kid. And you've looked after him. You know, some viewers won't know, but he's had quite a few health challenges, issues with his sight, autism, and a disorder called Prader-Willi syndrome. You're very proud of him, but you've been through a lot looking after him, often on your own. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, any carer out there or nurse or anyone like that, I give you so much respect, because, you know, I don't think a lot of people appreciate the hard work that goes into looking after someone like Harvey. So generally, there's a lot of people out there who know I've done it on my own. They know how hard work it is. And I wouldn't change it for anything. Like this weekend, I know I'm not going to get much sleep. I know I've got to basically be his slave. Mum, do this, Mum, do that. But I wouldn't change it for anything. I love it. My house is hectic, full of kids, animals, and I would not change it.
How do you feel? Yeah, I mean, and that's it. Look, if he's around after the break, do pop him in front of the camera and we'll say hi. I know how much you love him, and you know, I think that it's so creditable to you what you've done with Harvey off your own bat, often without money and certainly without much spousal support. Let's talk about the media. They made you, Katie. Have they tried to break you as well?
So this is the thing. I am in this industry, and I've shared a lot of my life, and I wouldn't change it. I'm very lucky that I can Google things and look back at my life. But I used to have a really good relationship with the media. But now it's like, I'm not joking, every single day they write something, and most of it, 99% of it, is untrue. Like, they're awful to me at the minute. It's like they always want to put me down, down, down. So I kind of get used to it, but it is draining, and, you know, it has affected my mental health, but they still do it. They are cruel. The media is not the same anymore. Like they don't like it. If I do put something on Instagram, they do ask me to take it down, probably because I've got more people that follow me than buy their magazines or newspapers. So I have a taste of your own medicine, really.
Why do you think, Katie, why do you think the media have changed? Is it social media? Why are they so bitchy now, so negative?
I think the English media are the worst media anyway, but, you know, I've loved working with them all through the years. You know, I've loved my press calls. But I wish they would give me a break, because I'm not a bad person at all. I'm actually a good person. I've got a good heart. But I have surrounded myself with people who have taken advantage of my kindness as a weakness. But yeah, if there's journalists out there, just give me a break. It's like, you know, I'm back. I've hit rock bottom, and I've come out of that rut. And now there's a comeback for the price.
Well, too right. That's what the next part of this conversation is all about, because after the break, we're going to talk money, we're going to talk plastic surgery, and we're going to talk about Katie's incredible new project. The comeback is on. Katie Price is back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Mark Dolan tonight, and a Mark Meets special with model, entrepreneur, author and TV personality Katie Price. Katie, welcome back. A quick one for you. Any more kids?
I would love more kids. Love more kids. Actually, well, you need to look out for Channel 4 because there's a surprise coming this year.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you've given me a clue about that because let's talk about your comeback. You've got your health back. You look fantastic and you are ready to essentially be back on telly, back in magazines and, of course, across all media. What's the plan?
Well, obviously, I've been filming my mucky mansion. I'm on the second series. That goes to air next month. And then I start filming the third series. Then the BBC have started the documentary with Harvey, which I'm proud he had an NTA twice on the trot. Sadly, he didn't win, even though he thought he had won. He stood up and clapped for himself. So I'm just doing lots more TV. Obviously, I do my OnlyFans as well, which I love doing because that's like reminds me of the old times when I used to do like Loaded, FHM and all of that. Yeah, I'm just doing a lot of TV stuff, really. I pick and choose what I want to do now. I don't have a manager. I just manage myself and I'm a lot happier that way.
Credit to Channel 4 for commissioning Katie Price's Mucky Mansion. It's fantastic telly. Have you enjoyed doing that?
I love it because it means I'm at home and I'm working at home and putting my house back together because it was literally sitting here for 2 years and, you know, because of the trauma that I had here, I just couldn't get into the house. But now I absolutely love it. But the house is too big for me, really. 11 bedrooms is a little bit too big.
And do you still feel comfortable at the idea of photo shoots for men's magazines? Is that something that you're ready to do again?
Do you know, I absolutely love getting my kit off. That's why I do OnlyFans. But they don't really do men's mags anymore. But then I've done the ultimate, you know, I was the cover of Playboy for the American one. I was Decade Girl of the Year for Loaded. I've done loads of FHM. You know, I've been in the 100 Sexiest. Why don't I blow my trumpet just a little bit more? But no, seriously, when you look back at what I've done, it's actually an incredible journey. And I started when I was 17. There's not a lot of 17-year-olds who would literally fly around the world on their own and just do photo shoots and, you know, yeah. And had a child really early and brought him up on my own as well.
Now, I remember asking you, Katie, about the early parts of your career. And when you started in the industry, I think you wanted a career. Obviously, you wanted to make a bit of cash. Did you always want to be famous as well?
My dream job, well, I was training to be a registered nurse and then I got into this industry, but I swear I didn't think I'd last this long. I always wanted to be famous, but trust me, it's not what it's cut out to be. And I know there's lots of people out there who want to be famous. And yeah, the money helps. But to be honest, I'm not money orientated anyway. I never have done. I'm not a flash person, although I do like my pink cars, but I'm banned from driving. But yeah, money's, you know, money can be the root to all evil as well. And I've had many experiences in my life where people get greedy around me with money and it just ruins things, really. So I'd rather look poor and be rich. There you go.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad shout. Look, I don't want to ask a personal question about your finances, but you've had your ups and downs money-wise. Yeah. Some people have said you were worth 60 million. Is that true? And have you still got it?
I never discuss money, but also anyone who's out there in a bankruptcy, it's not the end of the world. You know, lots of people go into bankruptcies. And I think it's quite good that I'm in a bankruptcy, actually. So, it's made me revalue things and put things straight. So I'm happy. Everything in my life is in place. Never be embarrassed about being in a bankruptcy at all. But all I know is just don't have fights with people because the lawyers are the ones who get the money.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm really glad that you're in a good place financially. I mean, do you feel like you can rebuild so that you have what you and your family need in the years to come? Do you feel like you can recover?
Do you know what, Mark? I don't think, I know, and I am. That's what I mean. And also, at the end of the summer, I'm doing another theatre tour. Also, it's Junior's 18th this year, Princess's 16th and Harvey's 21st. So I'm looking for a nightclub out there who want to enjoy celebrating Harvey's 21st because he wants to be in a nightclub with a Barney themed. So why not do an event where people can buy tickets and enjoy Harvey's 21st? So if there's any clubs out there that want to do that, bring it on.
Reach out. And actually, the email mark@gbnews.uk. And if you are a club that would like to accommodate what would surely be the party of the year, drop me a line. I'll pass that on to Katie. Katie, tell me about OnlyFans. Now, this is a popular subscription service. And in a subscription service, members of the public pay a certain amount every month and they get exclusive photographs and video content from the pricey. Tell me more.
But the thing is, like, a lot of girls now on Instagram or all these social media, they literally show nothing in bikinis and underwear. Now with me, because I made a career out of it, I'm not just going to do that for nothing. So when OnlyFans came along, first of all, I was a bit like, oh, you know, because I don't do the porn side, you know, because you can go as far as you like on it. But you don't have to do that. So I've realised I'm quite happy doing what I did before, underwear, swimwear and behind the scene content that people don't see on social media. And I absolutely love it. I enjoy it so much and I'm good at it. And there's only one pricey.
Yeah, too right. And actually, it's not a bad income stream. I think that Kerry Katona's made a fortune on OnlyFans. Is she a rival?
No, there's loads of... Do you know, it doesn't matter what you look like at all. OnlyFans is a platform anyone can go on, even you, Mark. Even you.
What would my look be on OnlyFans, Katie?
Well, I don't know. What are your hidden secrets, Mark?
Well, I'm not sure they're worth seeing, I'll be honest with you. You'll have to ask Mrs. Dolan.
Oh, but as talking about Kerry was trying to get me to do it ages ago. And I'm glad I've done it now. And I'm glad, like, Kerry's in a good place now and turned herself around. And I'm really pleased for it. Because she's one of the many people who's been around ages and she's still there.
When we did a radio show together, you talked about your breast augmentation, and I can't remember what happened, but your chest size has kind of grown and then shrunk, hasn't it, and come back again. A little bit like the British economy. Do you know what I mean? Peaks and troughs. Are you planning any further procedures? Will you ever have plastic surgery again, Katie?
Oh, my God, that's just a no-brainer, isn't it? What do you think? Of course. These are actually the biggest I've ever been. They are 2,120 cc. But the thing is, in the daytime, when you see me, people can't understand why I've had them done because I never show them unless it's for OnlyFans. But I do it for myself, not for the jobs. If there's anyone out there who wants to get their boobs done, do it for yourself, not for anyone else or for your career.
Okay, I mean that just for the uninitiated, that's about 2 kilos per breast because I made a documentary about it's you know it's a fair old package, let me tell you. But can I just finally finish with this one, Katie?
Oh, here we go.
Which is
the final question.
Yeah, exactly. Last and final question. What do you want from the future?
What I want from the future is I definitely want to make a comeback and prove to people, because I've been there, told my story. Literally, I hit rock bottom that bad that I tried to commit suicide. And I've come up from that. And remember, nothing is that bad. It's just when you're in that bad place, your mind ruminates and you think you can't get out of that rut. But you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. So I want to bring my perfumes out, makeup, underwear, swimwear, calendars, everything I used to do. But the difference this time, I haven't got a manager doing it. I'm doing it myself. So look forward to all them press calls again. And who knows, maybe I can do a TV programme with you, Mark.
We'd love to have you at GB News, let me tell you, because you're everything our viewers like. You're authentic. You're keeping it real. What you see is what you get. Katie Price, congratulations on an incredible career, an amazing life. Love to the kids. Love to Harvey.
Thank you so much.
And the other 4.
I did try and ask him, actually, in the break. I did say, Harv, do you want to come on TV? He went, no, thanks, Mummy. So that was that.
Yeah.
Also, I'll be bringing out my 5th autobiography. 5 years ago was the last one. And trust me, Jesus, that's the one to read.
Unputdownable, just like Katie herself. Katie, a thrill to see you again. Do join us in the studio soon, and thanks for making the time. The one, the only, Katie Price.